Yo, Surgical doesn't even begin to describe the news that is coming out. I told you earlier on in our live stream that it was all coming down to the battle plans, the battle results, the details that were released. Well, it looks like the head of the snake was cut off, it was then buried, then the ground was set on fire, then they put a bunker buster on top of that one just to make sure the job was done. Oh, and also liberals are lining up to do exactly what we talked about together about 2 hours ago. You guys knew what they were going to do to the point where I'm going to celebrate it right now. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Guys, 100% clickbait free, and I swear to you, doing or telling you what lefties are going to do before they know they're going to do it. It is like clockwork. Okay, here we go. You can follow me on X at Braden LOA, and don't miss the live stream tonight, 9 p.m. Actually, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. This is going to be a great one. Okay, watch this. Here we go. This is my ode to all my viewers because we talked about how the left were just organizing their thoughts. It was all about how they were going to respond to the Iranian strikes. Well, this sums it up pretty nicely. Flag exchange. Trade in your Palestinian flags for Iranian flags. Yep. That's a good use of AI right there. I'm going to be honest with you. And here's why I put that in front of this clip. Because, guys, they are actually protesting for Iran, liberals and leftists, in front of the White House. Look at this. They're actually doing it. Hands off Iran. Iranian flags. No war, no war, Iran, blah, 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 blah. I swear to you, they only have the mental capacity to what is Trump doing wrong? What do we protest? That's all they do. Look at this. They are protesting on behalf of a murderous regime. And I'm going to lean into that pretty hard too because these people, they are disconnected from reality. But anyway, let's keep on going. Remember that other joke we talked about? How Marco Rubio was going to get the Ayatollah outfit on the couch? You know, this one? Yeah, it dropped like an hour after you guys were making fun of it. Yeah, you guys called that one. Anyway, let's keep on going. Celebrating the greatness that is you guys. And this is the big news of the moment. President Trump personally confirms the death of Ayatollah Khamenei. Khamenei, one of the most evil people in history, is dead. This is not only justice for the people of Iran, but for all great Americans and those people from many countries throughout the world that have been killed or mutilated by Khamenei and his blood of a gang of bloodthirsty thugs. The United States and Israel just confirmed they have proof that the supreme leader of the Iranian theocracy is gone. Bye. Along with about 40 of their supporters and heads of all of their military. I'm going to continue to do this because, honest to God, you talk about a surgical strike. Surgical doesn't even cover this. I don't know something more precise than surgical. Watch, here we go. This is a report from Kristen Welker. Watch this.
Now, Kristen, you just got off the phone with the president of the States, and he talked to you about Khamenei and the possibility that he may have been killed in strikes. What did he tell you?
This was an extraordinary 3-minute conversation, Yasmin. Let me read you the key takeaways. I asked President Trump if he had confirmation that Ayatollah Khamenei has in fact been killed. He said to me, I've spoken to a lot of people. We feel that is a correct story. Again, when I asked him about the reports that the supreme leader has in fact been killed, President Trump saying, we feel that is a correct story. He went on to say, quote, a large number of their leaders have also been killed. And that was significant. The fact that he said this was not just one person, Yasmin, the fact that, according to President Trump, in this phone call that I have with him, he believes it's a correct story that the supreme leader has been killed, along with, he says, a large amount of leadership. He says there were 3 attacks, and he says that in some of those subsequent attacks, that is what ultimately killed the leadership of Iran. I asked him.
Okay, real quick. If you take out the leadership of Iran, and there's already a populist movement in Iran of Iranians who are getting shot on the daily for protesting, that's a good start. That's a pretty good start. Head off the snake, population rises up. And by the way, This does not have the indication of a extremely prolonged forever war. This has the indication of, I got 2 cups of coffee, and what happened in that time frame? Yeah, we're 2 for 2 on nasty psychopathic killers and dictators across the nation. I mean, across the world. I mean, it all comes down to, and I'll be honest with you, it all comes down to the battle reports, the end result, what was lost, and what the gain was. If it comes out as what it's looking like, you're not going to be able to touch Donald Trump ever on foreign policy and dealing with issues that have been thorns in everyone's side for 30, 40 years. Because if you just got socialist Maduro out with no loss whatsoever, you got Iranian head off the snake cut completely off, buried, and i.e. bunker busted, and no loss, you're in a realm of success that's hard to match. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's kind of hard to match if that's the case. But I got more for you too. Let's get into the next piece of here. This is a Fox News report that says 40 top Iranian leaders were killed during the U.S. attacks on Iran. Listen to this. I mean, they literally. This is actually a really good segment or topic. Trump practically decapitated the entire Iranian regime in one night. Watch this.
Fox News has learned from a senior Israeli security official. Israel assesses that more than 40 senior Iranian security and regime figures were killed in strikes during the opening operation that Israel launched this morning with the United States against the Iranian regime. This official goes on to say this is one of the largest regime decapitation operations conducted in modern warfare history, and that Israeli intelligence managed to infiltrate the Iranian security echelon, making the strikes possible, this official explained. But again, this news just coming into us, we were able to confirm it, that a senior Israeli official telling Fox News more than 40 senior Iranian security and regime figures were killed in the opening strike this morning. And John and Sandra, as you can hear on our phones here, and we're going to stay here. Our security is giving me the nod to stay here. Tel Aviv is under a significant attack right now. And again, this news breaking that Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, has been killed. We are now reporting exclusively that 40 senior regime figures were also killed in the strikes. The Iranians are going to try to target as much of Israel as possible, and that's exactly what has happened.
40 of the top head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, of the political structure, all the leaders, the head supreme leader, gone. If it comes back that there are no losses, no planes, no equipment, no personnel, no nothing, oh, it's going to be fun to deal with people like this. How was that for a segue? Okay, here's the other piece to this. We talked about how the left was going to get in order. They were going to get their line, their ducks in a row, and they were just going to go on the full-on emotional tirade. Right? If you didn't watch the live stream, that's one of the things that we said was going to happen when we were talking together and predicting the future with the viewers. We need a constitutional amendment to impeach senators, says far lefty politics girl. This is Frownopotamus on CNN. You cannot lie to the American people about who you are, change your position completely, and then stay in office for 6 years. This is unacceptable. Talking about John Fetterman saying, like, no, this is actually a good thing. Yeah. Let's go over to another one. This guy's a crazy. Trump must be impeached and arrested. You're doing the exact same thing that Barack Obama did, by the way. Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer must resign in shame for not adequately fighting back against this illegal war and scheduling the War Powers Act for after the attack. And then he's putting them on blast. So the progressives and the lefties aren't handling it well because it looks like it worked. All right, here's another little piece of absolute fascination I have for you. Again, wait till the live stream tonight when more of this coalesces, like when more of the gravity makes this actually happen. This is, of course, what's her face? Man, I can never remember her name. Rachel Maddow. This is Rachel Maddow. Listen to the lunacy of this, okay? It's a good thing. It's a great thing, except that Trump did it, which is a bad thing. And they should have given instructions to the Republican the Revolutionary Guard in Iran how to turn over their weapons. Because you didn't properly, so you didn't give them a chance to turn over their weapons. Okay, liberals, you guys are scraping the bottom of the barrel.
And so if you really did want the Iranian people themselves to rise up in some kind of popular uprising and totally change their form of government, if you wanted the beleaguered and oppressed Iranian people to organize very quickly into a new populist political force to rise up against, among other things, the security services there that have been massacring them by the thousands this month and last.
Which I would assume would be a bad thing, right? Because that's the whole point. Stop the massacre of people in mass in the tens of thousands. You'd think that's a good thing, right?
You wanted that to happen. You probably could have taken some steps to help that happening, to make sure they can organize and can communicate.
You mean like bombing the shit out of them back to the Stone Age? Taking out 40 of the top level leadership of Iran, including the supreme leader, in one epic strike? You mean like that? No. There's a better idea from the lefties. Watch this. Again, if they did what she's suggesting right here, they would still be up in arms.
Right? Maybe you would have turned the internet back on. And when you, Donald Trump, in your baseball hat, proclaimed on that weird taped message today that the Iranian police and the security forces and the Revolutionary Guard must surrender, they must lay down their weapons, as Donald Trump said this morning at 2:30. If that was what you wanted to happen, because you wanted the domestic security situation to become less dangerous for the Iranian people to rise up and overthrow their government, if you actually wanted to make that happen, instead of just saying it, you as the U.S. government, maybe you as the U.S. government in coalition with other allies that you might have bothered to bring on board, you might have given the Iranian police and Revolutionary Guard and security services some instructions on how to surrender and lay down.
I got you. Watch this. That was hard. Take gun out of hand. Put gun on ground. Hand up in air. You want an infographic? Here's the point. The level of lunacy and stupidity that you would actually try to pick this apart and say with the lead-in, they've been killing protesters by the tens of thousands. And if you really wanted to do that, you would have turned the internet back on. How about you turn on the American military? You bomb the shit out of these guys. They don't exist anymore because they've been threatening to kill us for 30 and 40 years. I'm pretty sure that does a little bit more than turn the internet back on. Of which, by the way, these same lefties on MSNBC or MS Now or MSDNC or whatever the hell they want to call themselves, they would still be pissed about Trump interfering in a foreign nation. I mean, that's exactly what it would have been. And then to go down and triple down into stupidity of, well, if you really wanted them to throw down their weapons, did you explain to them how to throw down their weapons? Because if you didn't, aren't you culpable? That is peak liberal weakness stupidity. And I hope to God they keep going with it. Because the things that we're going to show you on the live stream tonight are only going to make them look foolish. I mean, just foolish. All right, let's keep on trucking. This is the Iranians, also something that everyone in my audience predicted. Watch this. They're actually celebrating in the streets of Tehran. There are street parties breaking out. So, you guys remember that thing I was saying? It's kind of getting the vibes of Venezuela, where the Venezuelans are really happy about it. Of course, the American liberals are pissed until everything works out better, and then all of a sudden, poof, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm kind of getting those vibes. Kind of getting the vibes. I mean, if you look over here, here's multiple different cities celebrating amongst the report of their supreme leader dying. There's one. Seems kind of Venezuela-y, doesn't it? How about the next one? Lively little bunch, aren't they? How about this one? Yeah, if only they'd turned the internet back on. Wow, look, another one. Y'all, here's the point. And I want to end with this video with this. The liberals could find a way to think that ice cream is too cold. They will always be miserable. They will always be angry. Get rid of a well-known dictator that has $52 million bounty by multiple different administrations, all completely deemed illegitimate because of stolen elections. Take care of that. Oh my God, what a terrorist. Iran, over here, these guys want death to Israel, death to America, burn it all down. We're going to go for nukes. We've got we've got all your cities and bases targeted with missiles. We're going to kill you whenever we want because, we want to. You take that out in under 12 hours, and oh my God, did they at least try to turn the internet back on? Did they ask the police and the Revolutionary Guard how? Did they know how to surrender? I mean, my God, I get it. They're not French, but come on. Anyway, listen, that's what I've got for you guys for right now. There is so much more. I'm telling you, they are waiting to make fools of themselves. And I am just manna from heaven. I'm so excited about the live stream tonight. And I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.